So that's just an indication that this is not even a difficult question to answer. He's not well learned or thought out his approach to that extension. Sure, Biden and his team, Gina and others have.
How do you think the foreign policy?
How important do you think China will influence this tonight's debate and also this election?
Well, I think in many respects, Biden's been even tougher on China than Trump has, but he's also been more strategic than Trump has. He recognizes divorce is not an option, and that we have to address our strategic competitiveness and his willingness to work collaboratively, address the issue not only of trade and fair trade, free trade, issues of human rights, but targeted strategies on tariffs that I think are appropriate under the circumstance to maintain our national security advantages and to create more stability in terms of our economic advantage, particularly on AI, I think have been very thoughtful. At the same time, he's back-channeling and reaching to find common ground, particularly on issues of climate change and fentanyl, with the Chinese. So I think it's a much more thoughtful and thought-out approach than the scattered shot approach and the rhetoric and the xenophobia that you hear from President Trump.
Governor, you've talked about curious that, are you afraid that other Republican governors would help him contest results and possibly block certification?
Well, I mean, there are no Profile and Courage Awards going to Governor Kemp or any of these folks that are saying they're with him, even though he tried to vandalize democracy and tried to vandalize the election, and Kemp at least had the courage of a conviction in the primary and said he didn't vote for him, but he's going to vote for him in the general. I mean, I find it, I'm not fearful of that. It's deeply distressing how none of these folks have all sold their soul to this larger movement or their own political advantages, and they'll sell us out.
Commentators on the right who think you're going to somehow parachute in.
They're doing that because they're doing that very intentionally to chum the waters, to weaken this campaign. It's done very it's a golden oldie. It's exhausting. And I pay a lot of attention to that. I watch a lot of these networks that go on, some of those networks, as you may know. It's absurd, and they know it's absurd, and they're falling prey to some, I think, unfortunately, their viewership falls prey to this mis and disinformation, and they're not being well served by those pundits. I was with them maybe a week ago in Los Angeles. Spent a lot of time with them in Los Angeles for a big event that he had as he came back from the G7. I've been spending a lot of time with him over the course of the last few years in very positive circumstances, then some difficult ones, floods, fires, other natural disasters, particularly in California. He's been unbelievably supportive of our state, and I have all the confidence in the world that tonight, on the basis of those interactions as early as a week ago, that he's going to deliver a home run tonight.
How do you think the foreign policy will affect this debate, especially the war in Gaza?
This debate? I don't know as any. So maybe we could talk a little bit about of him to apologize for having dinner with Nick Fuentes. Of him to apologize for talking about both sides. Love him to talk about the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. I haven't heard one word about that. What he would do differently, specifically, what he would do differently. And so
what do you think he will do differently?
He'll do nothing. He doesn't know.